Okay guys, so on this video I will be doing 13 and 15. Don't we love it? The instructions say for 13 through 16, but who needs a math teacher that can count? So you're told in the following, tell whether the triangles are similar and how you know. So here's how we do this, okay? First, to find out if we have triangles that are similar, we've got to know all three measures of both triangles. So I'm going to use the triangle sum theorem, and I'm going to say, okay, 180 minus 30 minus 102 is going to give me the missing measure. And then you can just do that in your calculator. I know that if I take the total and I subtract the parts I know, I will be left with whatever the other angle is. So 180 minus 102 minus 30 gives me 48 degrees. Okay, so this angle is 48 degrees. I can then do the same thing over here to find measure of angle M. So I'm going to have 180 minus 102 minus 48 equals, and that's going to be 30. Again, you can use your calculator on that. And then all you got to do is make sure that every single angle has a partner that is exactly congruent. So 102 and 102, 30 and 30, 48 and 48. So what that tells me is that these two triangles are similar because all of their angles are congruent. So I do have to write out that all of the measures are congruent. So 30 degrees is congruent to 30 degrees. 102 degrees is congruent to 102 degrees. 48 degrees is congruent to 48 degrees. So I have similar triangles. And that's it. Confirm that all of the degrees are congruent to each other. Write it out so that it's mathematically valid, and then tell me your conclusion. Now, obviously, if I do not have three congruent angles, then that's a problem, and they are not going to be similar, okay? But most of the time, if I ask if they're similar, they probably will be. Let's go down to question 15. So for question 15, I have two different triangles. They both have 81 degrees, so that's a decent start. Okay, and then one has 60 degrees and one has 40 degrees. So I do have to start out going through and figuring out my missing degrees. So I'm going to find the measure of the angle by C. So 180 minus 81 minus 60 equals, okay, and then we're going to put that in the good old calculator. So 180 minus 81 minus 60 gives me 39 degrees. So I know that this angle is 39 degrees. And then I'm going to do the same process with the other one. You do want to do this process for both of them because sometimes you're going to say, oh, I just know that they're similar, so I don't even have to worry. But you got to always check. It takes 2 seconds to check. And if they're not similar, then you need proof. So 180 minus 81 minus 40. And this is a perfect example of why you want to check. Because when I do 180 minus 81 minus 40, I get 59 degrees. So what has happened is I have two triangles that look kind of similar. And in my mental math, I wasn't exactly sure if that extra angle would match up, but they actually don't. Okay, so these triangles are not similar. Okay, and that does happen. It just means that their angles are not congruent. They look very similar because they have a 39 degree and a 40 degree angle and a 60 degree angle and a 59 degree angle. So they're really, really, really close, but they are not similar triangles. And that's that. So go ahead, make sure you finish all of the problems in this packet. Make sure that the sub gives you really, honest, hopefully perfect scores, and that you turn this in by the end of the hour. Keep in mind that if I do not get this from you and you were there, then you get a 0 out of 15, because otherwise I have no clue how you were behaving in class. But you need to go through and do the odd questions. You can use the answers that are posted on Google Classroom to help you, and then if you're done, you can read a book or do something quiet on your computer. I will see you guys on Monday. Have an awesome weekend.